must be dead. Because I don't know how to feel. I can't feel anything anymore. Have you gone someplace else now? I believe in you all my life. Every day. E.T. I love you.
Hello, welcome back to another episode of Now vs. Nostalgia, a podcast dedicated to movies, TV shows, and video games of the past. I'm John.
I'm James.
If our audio sounds a little bit different today, we apologize in advance. We had an issue with the laptop we normally record on, so we are in a different location, using a different device, a different mic, a little bit of everything. So, like they say, the show must go on, so we are still recording. Now, I'm going to put you around the spot, James. We decided to do a sci-fi month. And I mean, there are so many sci-fi movies you could pick up basically up until 1999. So many titles that we went through: Metropolis, 2001: Space Odyssey, Planet of the Apes, The Black Hole, Kroll, Buck Rogers, A Mega Man, Star Crash, Forbidden Planet, Close Encounters, Blade Runner, Ice Pirates, Tron, Event Horizon, Critters, Aliens, The Abyss, The Matrix. What made you pick this film?
Well, I remember watching this movie when I was young and being bored to death. And I've tried multiple times of watching E.T. And every time I was bored. And then, as I get older, there's the internet. There's so many people who love this movie. And I remember it being freaking boring. Boring. If you didn't get that, boring. So I wanted to see, okay, with a fresh, older eyes, who understands the world just a little bit more than I was when I was 5, 6, 7. Maybe this will change.
All right. Well, when's the first time you've seen it, actually? Should start off waiting.
I don't know, HBO.
HBO,
I was probably, at least under the age of 6. I think it came out 82. In 82, I was 4. So I'm thinking between, probably about 6 years old, I'd seen this movie.
Well, the thing about this movie is, as far back as I can remember, this is the first movie theater experience that I can remember. Mm-hmm. But I didn't want to talk. This is kind of like Star Wars. I didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because I felt like pulling it up, if it didn't hold up, or if I saw cracks in the seams and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't remember it. And I know they had the remaster and stuff like that, and some of these other things that went on with it. And I just kind of wanted to leave it as just a positive memory in my childhood. Mm-hmm. Now, there's parts, as a kid, it scared me and depressed me, traumatized me, with E.T.
Yeah.
But overall, it was just, it wasn't a bad experience. Now, I even picked up, now I'm a sucker for steelbooks, so they had the E.T. steelbook that came out, it's 3 years now, and it was on sale really cheap. So I think it was Black Friday, so picked it up, and it's just been kind of sitting there. So when this movie came up, I was like, ooh, I'm not going to say no, but let's dive into it. So E.T. was released on June 11th, 1982. Mm-hmm. The tagline for the movie is, "He is afraid, he is alone, he is 3 million light years from home." IMDb is a 7.9. Rotten Tomato critics are 98%.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And fans, 71%. 71% by the fans.
Well, really? I thought it'd be higher than that.
Now, it was made on a budget of $10.5 million.
Oh, only.
But it has made $792 million.
That's stinking crazy.
Needless to say, it was a major success.
It was.
Steven Spielberg directed it. He actually came up with the idea, co-wrote it. He wanted to do a movie about divorce and some other things he came about.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
Steven Spielberg, known for Jaws,
Yeah, Joe.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Amazing Stories, Empire of the Sun, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, Color Purple, The Last Crusade, Schindler's List, Jurassic Park, Saving Private Ryan, Amistad, Minority Report, War of the Worlds, Munich, Warhorse, Lincoln, and he has stuff in the pipeline coming out.
Man stays busy.
Oh yeah, he has a movie called BFG, which I can only hope is a Quake or another Doom movie, but I doubt it.
BFG?
BFG, never heard that from Quake? Means big freaking gun. Well,
No.
actually, have you ever seen the Doom movie with The Rock? He actually uses the BFG and he's like, big effing gun. That's what it's from. And he's also making Indiana Jones 5.
Really? Harrison Ford still in it?
I'm sure it has to
Ooh.
be. Now, I can only hope that, like, you know, it's going to do like a Rocky thing because, you know, Rocky 5 was awful. Rambo 3 is pretty terrible. He doesn't hold up at all, and it's really stupid. So we can only hope that what Indiana Jones 5 is going to do is going to fix 4, if he can, because 4 is the worst.
I've only seen it once, so I don't remember
that's
what
how
happens.
most people are. A lot of people are. They saw it once.
I saw
they're
it
just like,
once.
oh my god.
I remember the ants.
You don't remember the fridge? Like, you know,
No.
the aliens and
No.
the giant tree cutting machine and swinging on the ropes with the monkeys and
I do remember that part.
yeah, it's terrible, terrible. Starring Henry Thomas as Elliot.
Elliot.
This was pretty much his biggest film.
Yes, it was. Even though, I mean, I like the other movie he did.
Cloak and Dagger.
Cloak and Dagger, that's right.
But,
I love that movie.
he was in Psycho 4, terrible movie again. Fire in the Sky, which is a movie I enjoyed. I liked it.
I hadn't seen that movie. I forgot about
Alien
that
abduction movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was always into like paranormal, supernatural kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Big in X-Files, so like right when they came out, it was perfect
I
time.
forgot about that movie.
And Legends of the Fall, Suicide Kings.
Suicide King.
Which, if you're listening to this and you hear our voice and you have not seen Suicide Kings, give it a watch. It's very unknown, very unappreciated. You seen it?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, Christopher Walken and all
Yep.
that. Gangs in New York.
Oh,
Yeah.
did I see that? I think I saw that.
That's with Bill the Butcher, with Daniel Day-Lewis and stuff. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, I saw it.
Drew Barrymore. Not her first movie, but very early. She played Gertie.
Good.
And I thought she had much bigger body of work. Like, looking at her IMDb, I thought like it was going to be in the hundreds.
Really?
Films, stuff like that.
Yeah, she had that problem, I guess, you know, had to fix that.
Right. Speaking of body, I think she was the first Playboy I ever bought, though.
She was a what?
She was the first Playboy magazine I ever bought on my own.
Really?
Yep. She was in there.
What year that was?
Oh, that was the early 90s.
What you doing buying Playboy in the early 90s?
Because I went to Wagabag, one of the best places in the world. Never told you about the story about that with the girl that I had this huge crush on, and like I went by the Playboy with Sable for my friend. Never told you that story?
No.
Oh man, this is a great story. So there was this girl, and I had a huge crush on her for the longest time.
Yeah.
And she finally like gave me a chance. We went on this date. It was kind of nice. I went to her house, met her mom, stuff like that. Her mom was like a biker chick and stuff like that.
Wow.
And yeah, but you know,
Like a real biker chick?
real biker chick.
Wow, I'm scared
So,
of her mom.
But you know, she was like, well, you know, I met you and everything. Y'all can start hanging out away from the house and everything. And I was like, oh yeah, you know. And I mean, I really liked this girl, and back in the day. So my friend, I was the first one who had turned 17 out of like my group of small friends I had at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And Sable, who was like the wrestler back in the day,
Okay,
one of
yeah.
the wrestlers, she was in Playboy magazine. So my friend was like, man, can you please go to Wagabag and go buy me this Playboy? So I was like, sure, why not? And so I go to Wagabag, and they had like this little curtain room you walk behind, and imagine a big O, and you walk around this O, and there was like a rack in the middle full of magazines, and then around the middle rack, like the O, is all the magazines, and then the walls are the videotapes.
Okay.
So I'm in this back room, and I'm walking around the O looking for the Playboy, and I'm looking around, you know, like different things catching my eye, kind of like stopping and looking. You know,
Yeah.
I'm a man,
I'm a man.
or a young boy at the time, you know, young
17.
lad. So I get around the corner, and I find it. I got it in my hands, and then I'm getting ready to turn around and walk out, and you hear the beads of the curtain open up.
The porn beads.
Yep. And in walks her mom.
What?
The girl that I was dating.
Yeah.
Mom walked in. So I panic, and I immediately dropped down and crouched down like behind this rack. So I'm sitting there like, it had to be a mistake. She didn't walk in here. She was in an accident. Oh my god.
Yeah,
So I'm like nervous.
Lost.
And then I look and I realize I am kneeling down next to all the men magazines.
What shit?
I'm like, I gotta move.
Yeah, you gotta.
I get up, Playboy's still in hand, and I go towards the curtain, and we kind of just like right into each other, you know?
Yeah.
And she was like, "What are you doing back here?" So I'm like, I'm gonna throw this back in her face, kind of, you know. I'm like, "What are you doing back here?" And she like pulls up her hands, and she's like holding like tattoo magazines because that's where they were.
Yeah.
And then she looks at my hand. And there I am with my Playboy. Needless to say, that was the only date I ever had with that girl.
Oh man. So the mom ended it?
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh.
She probably went home and was
What
like,
you mean,
"Guess what? Because yeah, she's like, "Yeah, it's not gonna work. It's
Just
not gonna
buy
work."
you buy it for a friend who's a tad too young to get it himself. When you be, like, hold up, weren't you too young to be getting it? You didn't get carded?
Not that place. that place is a place of legend, man.
Oh man, you can walk in as that 4-year-old like in Clerks.
Right? Yeah.
Here's my porn.
Drew Barrymore, her big films: Firestarter,
I started. Oh, yeah.
Cat's Eye.
Cat's Eye.
Love that. I forgot she was in the Amy Fisher story. I forgot they made like 2 movies about that.
About Amy Fisher?
Yeah, remember that?
I think I remember one.
There's 2 of them. One with Drew Barrymore and one with somebody. I can't remember the other one. It doesn't matter.
That's probably one I saw.
Bad Girls.
Oh, Bad Girls.
Mad Love. Batman Forever. Scream. The Wedding Singer. Home Fries. Ever After. Never Been Kissed. Charlie's Angels. Donnie Darko.
She was in Donnie Darko?
Yep. And one of my girlfriend's favorite movies, 50 First Dates.
50 First Dates.
It's not bad. I like it.
It's not terrible.
Peter Coyote played Keys. And he's known for A Walk to Remember, Bitter Moon, Sphere. He's done a lot of TV shows. And he actually, I was looking up his stuff, he has a movie in production called The Hebrew Hammer versus Hitler.
Wow, that's going to be epic.
Dee Wallace played Mary the mom, which I don't remember them ever calling her Mary in the movie.
No.
I don't think so.
Call her mom.
Yeah. She was really big in the 80s. Really big. And she's still working the most pretty much out of the cast.
Yeah.
But some of her stuff, Cujo.
Yeah.
The Hollowing.
Yep.
Critters.
Ooh, yes, indeed.
The Hills Have Eyes.
Hills Have Eyes.
As previously mentioned, The Frighteners. Yeah. And more B movies than you can ever imagine.
All right.
She's in everything. Robert McNuffin, I think I'm saying it wrong, played Michael, the brother. His brother. And now you know you haven't done nothing or it's been bad when your picture on IMDb is the same picture from like the 80s. But I mean, he's done like maybe like 10 things. I mean, really small. But this is the thing. I looked him up. He has 2 movies coming out this year.
Really?
Yep. One's called Laugh, Killer Laugh, which is like a minor role for him. But the other one is called Frankenstein versus the Mummy.
Really?
And I watched the trailer for it. It's Sci-Fi Channel shit. It's just, I mean, it's bad. Low budget, like really bad. But it's Mummy. The Mummy special effects looked okay. He's like looked like a doctor. He's playing a doctor in there. I was able to recognize him.
So he's not Frankenstein.
No. But the Frankenstein looks like the Crow. Like, you have to see this.
He looks like the Crow.
Yeah. And then also easy to miss in this film was C. Thomas Howell. He played Tyler.
Yeah, C. Thomas.
From Tank. Tank was a fun movie back in the day. Red Dawn.
Red Dawn, yeah.
Soul Man.
Soul Man. You know I watched that a couple of nights ago.
How did that hold up?
It's up. I mean, it's still funny for different reasons.
I remember when my dad rented it when I was really, really young and laughing. And we were just like, what's wrong? What's going on with this movie? Okay. So, it's a movie where he pretends to be black to go to a school.
Yes.
Yeah. If I had to pick between those movies, I'm going to pick just one of the guys. Where she pretends to be a guy to go to school. Because you get like the most unexpected, best surprise boobs shot ever.
That movie's PG-13.
Yeah, well, that's the 80s.
Yeah, I love the 80s.
C. Thomas Howell, what I remember him most for is his little role in Amazing Spider-Man, Crane Operator. That's the most recent thing.
That's right, yeah.
Most recent thing I've seen him in. So, first time you seen this was HBO?
Yes.
HBO on you. How old were you?
I'm thinking at least 6.
You're 6? Did you ever have any ET toys or dolls? Or
Yes, I did. Had like the little doll. Everybody had that doll.
The plush
some
doll?
kind of the plush one. Yeah. Some kind of fabric was on it.
I had a ET. It was like a about the size of my fist now, but it was a little spaceship, and you put the ET inside of it. He was on a ramp.
Yeah.
And you set it down and you push the button on the back, and the ramp would come down, and little ET was on wheels, and he just come flying out. Now, when this film came out in 1983, it surpassed Star Wars for sales. I mean, coming in at $359 million.
Gosh.
Yeah. Spielberg, was making $500,000 a day when this thing was in the theater.
Man.
Okay, from his share in profits. Can you imagine that? Just like that, having every day having that much money, like a check coming in. No,
Really?
That's 1983. Today, for inflation, I did the math on it. That's 200. That's $2 million plus easy.
Man.
A day
For a movie that put me to sleep.
Like, what would you do? Like, you just knew, like, you were already okay because, like, he made his money from Jaws and everything.
Yeah, he's already going.
But every day you had, you could be like, I'm gonna go buy a car and do it. You could be a Toys R Us kid every day.
Every stinking day. I'd change the name of it to James or Us.
And then they re-released it several times in the theater. 1985, 2002, more on that one later. And then it held the record for highest grossing film until surpassed by another Spielberg film, Jurassic Park.
Really?
In 1993. A decade, exactly 1 decade later.
Same date and everything?
I don't believe so. I didn't get into that. 10 years, close enough.
Yeah, close enough. It's 10 years.
Now, the other thing about this movie that's interesting, it wasn't released. Now, when we were growing up, if you want to see a movie, you had to go see it at the movie theater or wait for it to come on TV.
Yes.
Like, you would catch, like, your Star Wars would come on every year, your Wizard of Oz would come on every year. And then a lot of times on TV it was either cut down or edited and stuff like that. But everybody wanted E.T. when they were growing up. Like, kids wanted to see E.T., parents wanted to watch it, get kids their copies of E.T.
Yeah.
And they didn't release it. It wasn't until 1988 where it came out on VHS and Laserdisc. But when it came out on VHS, they wanted to try to combat piracy, early piracy so much, they released it with a green strip on the tape, like a tape hub,
Yeah.
and a tape guard. It was colored green, and the tape itself had a hologram with the Universal logo on it to try to stop people from reprinting and stuff. But unfortunately, didn't do much good.
Of course not.
Because at the time, it was one of the most pirated movies ever.
It's so funny. They work so hard.
But the thing about the way it got pirated is actually kind of interesting, because people were so impatient waiting for it. This group realized that they could make a lot of money by getting ET out there, so they bribed a movie theater, went to the theater, had them play it. They filmed the video off the projector and recorded the audio, and then spliced it together to make a master. And that master was used for, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of copies that were reproduced for years. At video stores and stuff would buy, because video cassettes were expensive.
Yes,
especially like for video stores. They were upwards to like $100 and stuff, or higher. But I watched this movie getting ready to do the podcast, and I know I had talked to you about it. I knew they had an updated version with updated CGI. Yeah. They changed the walkie-talkie, the guns to walkie-talkies, a couple things like that. And I did not want to see that. I did not want to I wanted to be as authentic and as original to what I originally saw as possible.
Yes.
And I was surprised to find out that that's what the Blu-ray was. So when I watched it, but watching this movie straight through, it stirred up a lot of memories, different feelings and stuff like that. And I enjoyed the movie for different reasons. I love the way it's shot, the way they did the camera work and stuff like that. Because it's all shot from a kid's point of view, for the most part. You never see any of the adults' faces till near the end. Yeah, and it's effective, because I remember as a kid thinking man, all those people are after ET. They're bad. They're really bad. And now when I watch it, they're not bad. Even the main guy, who I thought was scary and stuff like that, Keys, when I was a kid. Yeah, he's actually the best person on there. He actually tries to help Elliot and stuff like that.
Yeah, he does try to help Elliot.
And it's just crazy how effective the filmmaking was for that, because literally watching it as an adult, I'm they're not bad. They're just they're trying to find, there's something landed on our planet that we don't know about. It could be dangerous. Because they come in there and I was as a kid, oh my god, they're coming in their house and it's scary. They're trying to kill ET. What's going on? They're going to dissect them all. Yeah, and it's not like that. You can totally see it from a different point, a different angle. And they're scientists. They're trying to, they don't pull ET out and Elliot out and separate them and start cutting them up.
I'm surprised that
they try to save ET. But some of some of the shots, like when like Elliot's outside and like he's like, looking at the shed, you get that moon out there and stuff like that.
Yeah,
those shots are amazing. You know, the bike scene is one of the best. You know, but I watched the whole movie, watched a lot of the bonus scenes. Doug went down the rabbit hole looking for stuff. Watched a lot of like they have some really good behind the scenes where like they actually show some of the production design and stuff like that, and you get to see Spielberg like working with the kids and everything, stuff like that, talking with them 1-on-1, and the passion he had, like everybody like working on this film. It flows and pours out like when you watch it. Like you can tell that it was like there's no bad actors. There's nobody that, like our previously mentioned movie, we were able to just say, hey, that's the worst person in this movie.
Yeah.
You know, I can't do this for this film. I can't pick one person and be like, well, you know, and they're all kid actors.
Yeah.
They're usually
young.
Right, very young. So, I want to ask, what did you were bored originally.
Yes.
Stuff like that. How did you feel now?
Not as bored. Being older, understanding the story, what was going on, and I still wouldn't give it a high score. I'm still amazed that it made as much money as it did, and so many people love it. It's slow. It's not the typical, I guess you would say, alien movie. When an alien comes down, it's not what you expect.
Well, what do you think of? Like, you want Mac and Me, or you want?
Well, Mac and Me is a comedy. So it's meant to be funny. This movie was like an adult movie for children.
Right.
And
well, I mean, like, when I was reading and kind of getting into it, like, get ready to watch it, I was reading some stuff, and they were like, yeah, he wants to make a movie about the divorce and stuff, and I was like, there's no divorce in this movie.
Yeah, it's like they mention his dad at the beginning.
There is. And that was,
but it's not a divorce movie.
But they do talk about it. But like, I was like, when I read that, I was like, it's not. There's no divorce in this movie. So I'm watching it, and then like they mention the dad's in Mexico, and then the mom gets upset. I'm like, oh, I guess that was the part. But then they have the scene where like they're sniffing the shirt, and then they have the part where like Elliot's missing, and like the mom's crying and stuff like that, and like and they mention she breaks down again, and I was like, it does have that in there, about like a little bit, it's not dived into, but it does show, and it really makes me. Some of the things that I never noticed as a kid watching it, how Michael was probably my favorite character in the movie, like the brother, because he is a great big brother. He picks on Elliot when Elliot's around, when he's around his friends and stuff like that. Yeah. Gives Elliot a hard time, but he goes out to find E.T. He helps E.T. He cares about his family. You can tell he cares about his family. He cares about his mom. Like he's awesome. He like puts himself in danger, to help E.T. escape and stuff like that. And it's just stuff like that I never picked up on watching it as a kid. Because it's all, it's about Elliot and E.T. And E.T. And stuff that I felt like went on forever and drug on. Like, I thought it took forever for E.T. to get sick. Like, he was there for a while. But that's so sudden. Like, it's just like, almost like whipped in at the last second. He's like, he's not looking good. Yeah. And then Elliot's like, we're not looking, And that happens in like one scene, like they just throw it in there. It wasn't like a build up, and for me watching it as a kid, it was such a slow burn for that, but not at all. It's super fast. One of the cool scenes I was talking about behind the scenes stuff. There's a scene where Henry Thomas, Elliot, and Erica, I forgot to mention her. Did you notice that girl that when he kisses? Oh yeah, I looked her up too. Yeah, you know who she is?
Yeah, she's the girl who's topless in Under Siege.
There's two girls in here that were topless that we saw later in life. Erica, Aranek. She's
I could pronounce her last.
She was in Baywatch as well, and a couple other things.
Oh, she was in Baywatch. Oh yeah, that's right. Yep.
But yeah, they're sitting there talking to Steven Spielberg, and they're asking him about Harrison Ford and Raiders of the Lost Ark. Which trivia wise, Harrison Ford was actually originally in E.T.
In E.T.
Yeah, he was the principal, but they cut that scene. And it wasn't restored even with all the crazy stuff. Huh. But which version did you watch?
I watched the one with the guns and the unaltered E.T.
Did you actually go and seek out and watch any other stuff?
No.
Because they have it, like you can see some of it online, but on the Blu-ray, they have the deleted scenes. Mm-hmm. And you can actually see, there's a scene where he's in the bathtub. Yeah. And like he's weighing E.T. and they're like standing in front of the mirror, and he puts E.T. in the bathtub, and E.T. like is like under the water. Uh-huh. and the CGI, like it's too. It takes you out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like he looks like he doesn't look like he's a part of that world. Like he doesn't look like he's in the frame.
Yeah.
And I mean, you see like there's like bad CGI like Phantom Menace and stuff like that. And that was definitely one of them. It didn't hold up. And
Yeah.
I'm glad Spielberg like realized he took a lot of heat. You know, people like criticized him and stuff like that. And he said he would never change any of his special effects again.
Yes.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's I'm glad I didn't see that one. And like taking the guns out. I mean, they don't point the guns at kids.
They sure don't.
Yeah, I mean, they don't point them at anybody.
They pointed at in the air, really. Yeah.
Right.
Because they're just holding them.
Exactly. I mean, and it's an alien. They don't know what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
So it's stupid. It's not like they were in the house like with a SWAT team, just like don't move, you know, like.
I think what happened was him and George Lucas, they was sitting around drinking. He's like, you know what, George, I'm gonna do that too. That's probably what happened.
I dare you to mess up your classic movie. I did mine.
Stop drinking.
I'm gonna make Darth Vader scream no. Now supposedly they were. I saw it. I'm hoping it's true that they were releasing the original unaltered trilogy on Blu-ray.
On Blu-ray, yeah.
So that would be nice.
That would be nice. It took a. They did release it eventually on DVD, didn't they?
Yeah, they had the set that came out.
Yeah,
maybe 10 years now, but it was
it's probably been a while.
It had both discs.
Yeah,
I had those for a while, and then I actually own the Blu-ray set, but I mean it's the altered editions. You know,
at least give people both. Now that it's out, just give them both.
You know, Han shoots first. So, exactly. I mean, you sold over Star Wars. We got the new movie coming out this year. You get you a little bit more money. Give the fans what they want. That's probably what's going to come out right before the new one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably.
But first thing I wrote down when I was taking notes for the movie, that John Williams score, the soundtrack. Soundtrack is phenomenal. It's awesome. And I love the opening. The purple ET, you know, comes up some of that. It's mysterious, you know. It grabs your attention, you know. Like you just like it's dark. You got like all the little ETs in the forest and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, if you watch the special edition, that's one of the worst. When ET like moves, he moves so unnaturally, like hopping through the forest.
He's hopping.
He hops like a kangaroo. It's bad.
At least hopping forward.
Now, the introduction with Elliot and Michael and his friends and stuff like that. And I mentioned before, I love watching like old movies like this, especially movies that take place in the era when we grew up and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking for stuff that in the background and stuff. And this movie is full of it.
Man, I didn't even look in the background.
Oh man, they have like they're sitting there playing D&D.
Mm-hmm.
Old D&D, but they have like Fresca and the Tab.
Okay.
But like in his room, there's so much Star Wars toys. Like he even shows ET Star Wars toys. Like he's showing them like pretty much like half the Cantina people.
Yeah.
Like, here's, you know,
I remember he mentions Boba Fett and Lando.
And I can't remember all the people. It's like all stuff from the Cantina. But he has like the Hoth playset in his room that I had when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big TIE fighter hanging from the ceiling and stuff. Star Wars boxes. There was old board games like Stratego boxes and stuff and Chutes and Ladders. Oh, it's full of that in his room. It's great. Did you notice when they were eating dinner, that dude tried to grab his mom, touch his mom's butt?
Yes, and that's why I didn't notice anything in the background, because here we got a mom, young looking mom, you know, she's not like 58 or nothing,
right?
And she has a robe on, a silk robe, and she's like dancing around. I'm like, these kids about 15, 16, what the hell is she doing? You know. That's why I didn't notice anything else. I'm like, what is she doing? But she bends over and he goes to touch, and I guess it's the brother who stops it. Yeah, Michael stops it.
Well, I had a friend growing up like that, Kevin, and his mom was pretty young, and she would walk around like that. You know, he would get so mad.
It's freaking embarrassing. I hate to be that person. Dude, your mom is hot.
Oh yeah. Now, Elliot hears something outside. You know, but he's going outside with that flashlight. Mm-hmm. And that part freaked me out as a kid.
Oh yeah, it's a scary.
It's like signs, man. Like
yes.
Yeah. But after I was watching, I was like, how did he know, like, E.T. went, you know, E.T. like knocked over the trash, took off running and screaming. Mm-hmm. How do you know, like, he went, where'd he go? Like, it seemed like he traveled a distance to find him. Like, he went out to the woods.
Oh, yeah.
So,
there's just a couple of scenes like that where...
He's taking out the Reese's Pieces.
Oh, yeah. To this day, when I think of Reese's Pieces, I think of this movie.
Well, that's a good point, because, now, M&M's, they originally wanted M&M's to be the candy. And they went to the Mars Candy Company, and they were like, no, we don't want to be in your movie. So they use Reese's Pieces instead. The sales for Reese's Pieces skyrocketed after this. They took such a gain. Now, it made me think about product placement in movies. Mm-hmm. So this is like one of the first like big ones that everybody kind of remembers and knows about. I mean, it's iconic, Reese's Pieces and E.T.
Yes.
But here's some of them. Pepsi in Back to the Future.
Yeah.
You see Pepsi a lot.
all over, yeah.
They had a lot of product placement. Mattel was in Back to the Future.
Yes.
Hoverboards, stuff like that. Nokia in the Matrix. Everybody had those Nokia phones.
Wow.
Remember that? Red Ryder BB gun. Christmas Story. Camaro. You know how many people bought a Camaro because of Transformers?
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, I did not know that. That's the new Transformers.
New Transformers,
right?
yeah.
I didn't know that.
A lot of people were eating White Castle in 2004.
Oh, awful burgers. I don't care what anybody says.
Everybody wanted the 44 Magnum. I've seen Dirty Harry.
Dirty Harry.
Demolition Man.
Demolition Man that had Taco Bell.
That's right. Taco Bell was the only restaurant because they had the franchise.
That's right.
That's another movie we should watch.
That's a great movie.
I hadn't seen that movie forever.
Really? Oh, I watched it multiple times a year.
Man.
Great.
AOL, You Got Mail?
You got mail.
That was so big in that movie. And Man of Steel. Remember the IHOPs? There was like 10 IHOPs in that movie. There was like IHOP on Krypton and stuff. And then, we already just mentioned it, actually, Mac and Me.
Mac and Me, yeah.
Freaking McDonald's. There's like a whole music video where he's dancing at McDonald's. Ronald McDonald's there. Like, you ever been to any McDonald's in your life and Ronald McDonald's in the building?
Never. Not a real one.
I've been to McDonald's when I was a kid, and I remember somebody came out in this like awful Grimace costume.
Smell like sock.
But E.T. lures Elliot lures E.T. back home with Reese's Pieces.
Yeah.
And until recently watching this, I never made the connection that E.T. gets him back home and he kind of like puts him to sleep. He's just kind of like,
yeah, I know.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Like he kidnapping a young woman or something. Come on, baby. Go to sleep now.
Now, Elliot pretend like he fakes being sick.
Yes.
The Ferris Bueller with the lamp. I thought it was genius. And he stays home to hang out and play with E.T. Now he's showing him his toys and showing him his Star Wars figures, like we said.
Yeah. And
it made me laugh. Did you know that they have ETs in the Phantom Menace?
Yes, I did.
At the scene?
Yeah.
And it's funny because, like,
oh my god.
And then he sees Yoda later.
Yoda, like, yeah, it's like he saw a friend.
It's like, home. I like the scene a lot where Michael and Gertie see E.T. when he comes in the room. That Space Invader shirt that Michael was wearing, I wanted that shirt. It was awesome.
Did you sell it?
I'm sure you can get it. Oh, you can get all that. 80stees.com. This episode is brought to you by 80s. No. The whole school bus, like they're showing all the kids on the school bus, and they got
that was a crazy school bus.
That
man.
dude with the big headphones.
Yeah,
that was all awesome 80s stuff. Well, you didn't have a crazy school bus?
No,
dude, I had the craziest school bus.
Man, but every bus drive I had didn't play.
Shoot,
threw you off the bus.
I had two school buses that were like crazy like that. One, they had this guy. I won't say his name, but he had these really big ears, and he was he would walk around on the school bus and like on the way home, and he would like look at everybody to see if somebody was sleeping, and if you were sleeping, he'd throw your books out the window.
What? Yeah, I think you remember. He telling you that.
And then everybody played pencil. I had another bus where everybody played pencil crack.
Pencil crack. Oh, I love pencil crack.
Like the bus would stop, and like pencils would just be rolling, like across the, just like hundreds of broken pencils. And then this one bus I rode. It's so funny. It's kind of related to E.T., I guess, but it was our bus driver. Like everyone, like I would say maybe like twice, 2-3 times in a year, he would be on vacation or something like that. He wouldn't like we'd have a substitute bus driver, but it was a different bus, and this bus had like the racks, like the luggage racks on the top. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
But it was full of all his crap. There was like fishing equipment and all this everything. And stuff like that. It was this old dirty ass bus, and the seat. I sat in the seat one day. And it was like, I mean, they had graffiti, like the worst profanity and stuff written everywhere. But there was this one, I didn't even know what it meant at the time. But, the seat right by the tire, it was like somebody took that green slime you buy at the quarter machines or whatever, and slapped it on the wall, and it had dried over time. And then someone had wrote alien jizz. And I didn't even know what it meant. But yeah, oh man, bus rides. Like I can remember, like I don't know. This is probably where I wear contacts because I used to ride the bus to Bell Place, and I had my Game Boy, and I would play Spider-Man on that Game Boy, like with the glare. Yes, just, like I'd play that for like until I got home. Because I was like one of the first one to be picked up, last one to be dropped off.
Oh,
remember that stuff?
Yes, indeed, I do remember that.
But yeah, I rode that bus for like 3 or 4 years. There was this girl I had liked, and we're still friends. But I remember like the bus was pulling away, and I was like waving, and I threw a note out the bus.
Yeah.
She'll
get it.
She got it. I was like, "Hey!" She like threw it out and stuff. But,
what did it say?
it was one of those stupid kid letters like, "Hey, I like you."
Do you like me?
Exactly. Circle yes or no.
Check the box.
Well, E.T. they don't really get into it, but like apparently E.T. and Elliot form like a psychic link.
Yes.
And as E.T. begins to pound the cores down, so mother divorced with a 6-pack in the fridge. But yeah, Elliot begins to get drunk at school.
Yeah, drunk at school, just sitting there.
Yep. I had wrote asking if you remember that girl that already came up, popping under the cake. But E.T. gets the idea to phone home from looking at TV, a Buck Rogers comic book.
Yes. And
pounding down the cores. I like when the mom comes home and like it made me bust out laughing. It's when she like E.T.'s like walking all around her. She's completely oblivious to him.
Yeah, she just misses him.
But she nails him with the fridge.
Yes,
because Gertie's like, I want you to meet. Oh wait, you killed him already. But they call and they're just like, Elliot's drunk or whatever at school.
Yes.
And she picks up the beer can like she's gonna smell. Like what was she expecting was gonna be in there?
She just wanted to make sure it was empty, I guess. But
she sniffed it though.
There's no way Elliot drank them. He was gone. They were the last ones to leave the house, weren't they? Like her and Gertie.
Yeah.
So,
well, while they're away, while she's gonna pick up Elliot, beat him on the way home. E.T. like he's starting to talk.
Yes,
and he's
you learn from Sesame Street.
So learn from Sesame Street. And Gertie's teaching him. She dresses up in drag.
Yes,
there was actually one of the behind the scenes things that was really funny. They actually had when they were filming the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Steven Spielberg is wearing the same outfit
as E.T.
The dress and everything.
Yeah,
and he's all filming, talking to the kids. And he's got like the big old. He looks like an old bag lady outfit. Like, and this is also when I could tell that I was watching the original, because there's a scene where like he's talking, he's like phone home, and they zoom in on his face.
Yeah,
and I actually saw a crack in the plastic on his face. So I was like, oh yeah, what? This is OG classic puppet stuff. But like I said, I always the scene when they're looking for like an antenna or whatever for him.
Yes, and
they go in the garage. And there's just stuff everywhere. That gave me the sense that like the dad moved away from there. Yeah, because like he was living there and he moved. Because it looked like they still had a lot of his stuff there. But they pull up his shirt and they sniff it. Now, I just wanted to mention that because recently I heard on, I don't know what I was listening to, but somebody was talking about they smelled an old soap or whatever, and it reminded them of their dad. Yeah. It was like he was a mechanic, and he used like that soap that you use.
Yeah, lava or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But it immediately reminded them of their dad. And the guy was saying that one of the greatest gifts that you can give a child is give him something that's going to remind him of you and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So he wears like this patchouli kind of soap he gets from whatever, and you know if his kid ever smells something that's going to smell like it, he's going to remind him of him. So I've switched back to one cologne and only one cologne. So that's all I'm going to use. So my daughter one day maybe she'll smell it or something like that and be like, it smells like my dad. And I gotta use something that's classic. You gotta use something that's been around for a while. You can't go pick some
something that's hard to find.
Well, something that is like a fad, like a celebrity cologne.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna wear Bieber or something. Something like nothing with somebody's name on it. Because I did like Mark Echo's. I forgot his cologne already.
Bieber,
but something like that.
Smell like a sweaty sack.
Yeah, it's over antennas. I was reading an article the other day about somebody was saying that someone needs to save Michael Jackson's child. I think it's Paris or whatever, the oldest child.
Yeah, that's the one who was like fight with everybody and stuff.
He's hanging out with Bieber all the time.
No.
He's like getting into like monster trucks and all kinds of stuff. But there was just pictures of those two dudes together, and they were like, someone needs to separate this guy from him. But the Halloween sequence is great. All that stuff like that.
Now, what exactly happened here? They just left Gertie.
Well, that was the thing. They decided that their plan is they're going to like take E.T. out, but they're going to have E.T. They're going to have E.T. pretend to be Gertie under the sheet. Mm-hmm. Pretend to be a Klan member or whatever. A little ghost. A little odd shake. Now, the part that made me laugh And the funny thing is, I watched this with my girlfriend's dad. Like, I love watching the movie. He's a big sci-fi nerd and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And like that dude was just quoting this movie, man. He was just throwing it out. And he was like, "Oh, watch this scene. This is the best scene." And there's the part where he's like looking at the knife, and he's like, "Ow!" Ouch. She's like, "Oh, that's so funny." I was like, "I don't even remember." I was like, "I don't remember a lot, but I mean, he remembered everything."
Everything.
And but yeah, like he's like trying to fix his little knife wound, and the mom comes takes their picture. But they send Gertie to like the hill.
Yeah.
And leave her. I'm like, who leaves a
She's like 5, man.
The 80s, man.
I'm waiting for him to go back to get her. I'm thinking, okay, somebody's gonna pick her up.
Just her shoe.
No, she's just he left her there.
Now, there's a deleted scene here where like the mom's looking for him and comes out and like Gertie says something about it, but like people were like throwing eggs and kicking pumpkins. It's kind of a crazy scene. But like I said, Yoda scene, great.
Yeah.
I forgot the actress's name. She's a little bit older, but she was the one that had the zombie nurse with the poodle that passes them by.
Oh yes.
Deborah Winger, I think that's who it was.
That sounds right.
Yeah. But I think everything in this movie kind of builds up to that one scene. They're going. Elliot separates with E.T. on a bike, going through the woods. Mm-hmm. Takes off flying.
Yep.
Flies in front of the moon. I mean, that shot. That's the poster shot. That's the money shot right there.
Yep, that's the money shot.
John Williams score going on. I'm telling you, when I got chills and goosebumps on that scene, I did. Like, I was just like, wow. Because, I mean, you dream of, like, being able to make something like that, that iconic, that's something that everybody, you can just show anybody that one part, Yeah. The silhouette of that or something.
Yeah.
And people know, oh, it's E.T.,
Yeah, it's E.T.
I have a picture on my desk. Let me just pull it up real quick. It's just funny because we were recording on a different computer, and I have this picture on my desktop. And it's a xenomorph, like, stabbing through the head.
That's what really would happen.
But I just saw it while I was getting ready to record, and I laughed to myself. But and then, so they go out there, and he built his recording device out of all this random, a speaking spell.
Boy, I tried looking for those things.
Expensive?
Oh, my God. I'm thinking something like, 30 years ago, it should be cheap. I mean, I guess there's, like, different, like, updated variations of them, but if you try to get the one that looks like that, you're looking at anything from hundreds of dollars. That's what I'm saying. Like, this for some little machine to speak to me? Did you have one?
I didn't have one. Like, somebody, either my cousin or somebody had. I played with one a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah, see, I had one.
Yeah. I had the Light Bright instead.
Light Bright,
and the viewfinder.
Oh, yeah. I
those.
Many of those.
Rubik's Cubes. I would always cheat and, like, pull the stickers off.
That's just terrible.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else. Like, that was in that era. That was big. Glowworms.
What's that thing? Simon.
Simon's still popular, though.
Is it still popular? Really?
They still make Simons all the time.
Well, yeah, they still make them, but they popular?
I don't know. I mean, they're not popular. Kids ain't running to the store to buy them. Probably buy a Bop It first.
Oh, God, that's an annoying toy.
Bop It.
I hate that thing.
Now, a lot of people, like, this is kind of where a lot of people kind of start not liking the movie, or, like, a lot of kids, like, traumatized. Mm-hmm. Everything from here, E.T.'s sick and he's dying.
Yes.
I mean, Michael goes out looking for E.T. and he finds him in the ditch. And he's gray. A raccoon's, like, gnawing on his face. And was that raccoon always there?
I know. I think you trying to help me. I don't know. He was there when I saw
it. I mean, like, the whole scene, like, E.T.'s dying, like, they bring him home, and the mom sees him, she's freaking out, like, he's wailing away, it's depressing. Elliot looks sick as hell. In comes, like, the NASA or, like, the feds. You never really say who they are.
They never really say who they are. And why are they in spacesuits? Like, it's the moon landing or something. And that's a lot.
Hazmat.
that was astronaut suits, man. And they all just board the house. Because, like, usually when you think of the government coming in to get something, they take it and they go away.
Right.
In this movie, no, they set up camp at their house in this neighborhood. I never really see the neighbors.
No, you would kind of have to wonder what they're doing, like what they're thinking.
Yeah, I'm like, what is this madness? And even like in an earlier scene when they wait till the mom leaves and no one's at the house, and when they all just pull up in the car and like 13 of them come out, they just go into the house.
See, and that was the other thing about this movie. I didn't remember a lot of that stuff because
I didn't remember. Yeah,
and I was kind of like, how do they even find E.T.? Because like. That's what I was just kind of like asking myself when I started watching it. I was like, well, they're never going to find him. He took off. But like they slowly build up. You know, like they see him like searching with the Geiger counters.
Yes.
You see him finding the Reese's Pieces. You see them
bugging people's house.
You know, and, yeah, like they're sitting there like listening to people's stuff. And like even then, like you kind of like they're the bad guys. You know, they're the bad guys. But I'm telling you, like that part where Keyes is talking to Elliot, and he's just like, "I'm glad he found you." And he's talking to him. And I was just like, he's not the bad guy.
Well,
and I mean, he's there.
I'll say he's not the bad guy. The rest of them, hey, that's the government.
But
I
mean,
can trust them.
Right? Don't trust the man.
They don't trust the man.
But all the kids, I mean, everybody, they sell that scene, like E.T. dying and stuff like that.
Oh yes,
I mean,
indeed.
It's great.
Everybody's crying.
Michael goes in the closet and he's breaking down.
Yeah.
And he sees the freaking the plant dying and stuff like that. Gertie, I mean, like everybody. And then E.T., you know, he flatlines, dies, and stuff like that. It's sad. You know, Elliot's pulling that stuff off.
Yeah.
And the behind the scenes on that was kind of cool, interesting, because the kids, like a lot of those scenes, the kids could only, they were so young, they can only work so many hours a day.
Yeah.
So they would actually have to do like this big dramatic scene, and then stop, go to school, and then redo it.
Yeah.
And the way they shot it, and I mean, this is complete credit to Spielberg, and I mean he's a master, and there's a reason why he's considered one of the greatest directors of all time. He shot it all in sequence, so the kids actually were keeping their emotions. You know, most movies now they shoot all over the place. They do block shooting, they do this and that. But this movie, like pretty much the way you see it is the way it was filmed.
Yeah.
And I mean the angles and the way they did with the people, you know, it's awesome. I mean, there's a reason why it's so special to so many people and stuff like that, because it was filmed in such a unique way and such a but anyway. One thing I did notice about this movie though when I was watching it, it's considered a family favorite and classic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's some pretty bad language. I mean, the kids, I mean, for being like, you know, this family classic and stuff like that, you know, like ABC Family Night, watch this movie together or something like that. They're sitting there like, it's real, the way the brothers and the kids and this stuff talk, but just like calling him penis breath and douchebag. We said son of a bitch when he's driving the van. I don't remember any of that stuff.
Really?
Yeah. And then, like, weren't the kids smoking at the table? There was, like, smoke in the air when they were sitting there playing D&D.
I don't recall.
I just remember that one kid spraying air freshener.
Okay.
He sprayed air freshener, but there was smoke in the air. But he sprayed air freshener. But, like, right next to the air freshener was a can of Raid on the table. And I'm like, man, you're going to spray the wrong one.
Raid! Killing roaches.
Yeah, E.T. comes back. That scene was great. Yeah, it's awesome. You know, he revives him. How did he revive? Did the cold revive him? I always kind of think like maybe now, like on a rewatch, and the water have something to do with it, or the cold, because he tries to go on the deleted scene. You see he's in the water. Mm-hmm. He likes the water. He can breathe in the water, kind of. You find him in the ditch, so maybe he was trying to get into the water, and then they put him in this cold thing, and he comes back to life.
Yeah.
So like, I'm thinking maybe there's something, maybe there's a novelization or a comic for E.T. that I need to look into.
Someone explain that.
Like maybe the video game. No. But he comes up and, you know, Elliot, he's awesome. His reactions, he has a couple of really great moments where he screams or he yells and stuff. He gets super excited. Yeah. And I love it. I think he's fantastic. But they have that scene where E.T. comes to life and he just flips out. They got the scene where he sees E.T. dressed up like the girl. Yeah. And he's just freaking out. It's good. I mean, I think I really, really enjoyed his performance in there. And, I mean, he's a child actor. I mean, he's still working and stuff like that. But I think it's probably his best work. Iconic scene, just mentioning, because knowing what's happening with the movie and where is it going next. When, of course, you got the moon scene. Yes. That's iconic. But I'm surprised that, like, because, like, when I saw it, I was just like, yes! It's about to get awesome. When he's walking down that tunnel, that plastic tunnel, he's pulling his red hoodie with him, knowing what's about to happen because you got the red hoodie and they're about to... Yes. Like, that shot of him walking down that tunnel with that red hoodie, it just excited me. Like, I was just like, oh, yeah, there's about to be a chase scene. It was, I mean, nobody stopped. He just walks into that van, you know, like, they're about to, like, break E.T. out. It's about to be awesome. But iconic chase scene. Shotguns, you know, shotguns. And like I was saying, I was excited to see that when I was watching it that this was the original. And I don't know, I'm not gonna go watch the 2002 just to see if they cleaned it up, because when they take off, it looks really bad.
Yes, it does.
So maybe in the 2002 one it looks a little better, but I'm fine with it. It's a trade-off for me that I'll accept.
Yeah, I'll watch this bad part. Yeah. It's only, you know, it's not that long.
And then the green screen when the ship's coming down and they're standing out there, there was some really bad ghosting and edging on them and stuff. But like I said, I'll take that trade off. Movie kind of ends suddenly. I mean, not much. You know, you got the nice little goodbye to E.T.
Goodbye. And how did the mother
And them know where they were
Gertie?
going.
Well, I can understand. Keys probably could figure out where they were going, and I guess the mother was with them. How did Gertie get there before the mother and Keys?
She was with them in the car.
Yeah, in the car, but she gets to the spot before they
running?
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's decent. You let your 5-year-old run ahead of you.
Running with the plant. E.T. like runs in with the plant over his head. Like, mission accomplished. I got dandelions.
I'm like, my gosh, that's all we needed. Now we can destroy the planet.
That's right. Nuke him from orbit. And then like that one E.T. was like at the door, just like, come on, come on.
It's probably his mother.
That's what I was kind of thought. No, man, they made some bad ET games. I was thinking about the one on PlayStation where you actually had the plant. That's what I pictured.
Really? Oh, I never saw that one. Only game I know of is the one on the 2600.
Oh, right, I won't get in that. All right, our checklist. Any bad guys with facial hair?
Well, it depends. Is the government the bad guy? They had a couple of them with a mustache
Yeah, a
and
couple of
beard.
them. They had the George Lucas looking guy.
Yeah. Sure that
say-
wasn't George Lucas?
No. Did it say the name of the movie?
They called him E.T.
Yep. Is it a fine for kids?
Sure.
Yeah. A little depressing, but I mean, that's what most kids from that era remember anyway.
The piercing, scary.
No Wilhelm screams.
Nope.
Could anything have been fixed if they had cell phones?
Oh, heck yeah.
Depends. Can cell phones make interstellar calls?
Well, yeah, E.T. couldn't use it.
Any chimpanzees or monkey humor?
Should have been. Unless you
Could've
count E.T.
Nuke the fridge. No, E.T. comes back after being put in the fridge.
Just be put in the fridge, huh?
Flashbacks. Nope.
Yeah.
Scenes where someone trips or a car won't start. Elliot face planted with that pizza. Alternative titles to the film.
No, they called him E.T.
Yeah.
It's about E.T.
One prop from the film I would totally want the Star Wars thing. Like he had the Star Wars diorama thing in the background.
Oh.
It's not even a prop. I could buy it. I could totally buy it on eBay. Actually, I'd get the E.T. puppet. You know Michael Jackson has one? Had one.
Really?
Yeah.
E.T. puppet?
Yeah, there's several pictures of Michael Jackson with the E.T. puppet because they had several of them in the movie.
Yeah.
And I mean, because in the film, E.T. like was played by a little boy with no legs, and then like for like the hand shots, it was this girl like with like really long fingers, picking up stuff like that.
Wow.
But one of the E.T. puppets Michael Jackson actually had in his Neverland Ranch. He probably used it to bring lure kids over.
Hey, Elliot used Reese's
Pieces
Pieces to get
Michael
E.T. Look, I got E.T. over here, kid.
Come see him. He lights up.
Cause you can light up all right. Well, and that was another thing I thought. When his chest lights up, that's his heart that's showing. His lungs. What is that?
It's his heart because you can clearly see when the ship's coming down.
Yeah,
like you can see his heart beating and stuff. Yeah. Like that. But one of the things, there's an ET. I'll show you. Let's see, pull it up. There's an actually ET. We'll pull up ET toys because ET toys were like a big thing. You know, you had the dolls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there's one in particular that I need you to see, sir. So
Some
you had the
weird-
ET hand with the light on it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
These are ET figures that still exist. We're gonna put these in the show notes. But there's one in particular that you must see.
You doing something disturbing?
This toy.
Whoa! That's real?
It's an ET finger light. So yeah. Show notes or Facebook. But,
Girl, late at night.
Where's my ET toy?
Where's my ET? Who been playing in my drawer?
I wish I could find the ET toy to show you, but anyway, it was this little ET ship. Oh, there we go, right here. And
What is that supposed to be?
I don't know now.
Is it connected to it?
Red Rocket.
Maybe just holding it.
But that I had that toy when I was a kid.
Really? Look like that?
And then he would come flying out of that thing pretty quick. All right. Favorite character?
Keys.
Keys.
Yes. I
Um,
like Keys. He's all right.
yeah, I mean, he's a good guy. Like I said, like I really, especially watching it this time, he really like cared. Kind of like he was trying to help ET, trying to help Elliot and stuff like that.
Mhm.
You know, like you could. Peter Coyote delivered those lines really well. I mean, that was like I hadn't seen a lot with him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like like he was one of the top billed casts in there.
Really?
When you look at like an IMDb and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, just a nice looking guy. You know, like he was just like '80s actors and stuff like that, clean cut and stuff. Didn't have a Burt Reynolds mustache, Tom Selleck mustache, but just like clean cut, nice looking dude.
Mustache.
Favorite character for me was Michael, like I kind of said.
You like Michael?
He was just a good big brother, like, because I have a big brother, but my big brother's wasn't. He wasn't a Michael. He didn't wear cool Space Invader shirts and like take care of me and get my back. He definitely didn't go find my lost alien.
I'm pretty sure Michael was back to being a mean brother once E.T. left.
Yeah,
because I guess they don't really tell you how much time has been passed. Like I'm watching a movie, I'm thinking a couple of days.
Couple of days.
Yeah, like no more than 4.
Yeah. Well, I'll get into that in a second. I have one more thing about E.T. Favorite moment in the film?
When E.T. is in the shack and Elliot goes outside to
the moonlight scene. I mean, that shot is because you're thinking about it, there's no special effects. You know, they had to shoot that all natural. Mine has to be the bike ride scene. You know, like
which one? The first one.
First one.
Yeah.
Because in the daylight, it looks bad, but at night you don't see like the edging and stuff on it. Like the shot across the moon. Elliot's freaking out. And the second time, and while they're still pedaling.
See, that's not the same thing.
They're pedaling away, man.
You're flying, man. What the hell are you pedaling for? And in the second bike scene also is like you can tell that when Elliot.
Oh, that whole thing. That's why.
I mean, I like the scene, but that's not none of the actors riding them bikes.
That's why they had helmet, like the ski mask on, the hoodies on, and stuff like that. So
cover their faces,
BMX Bandits style.
Oh my god!
Speaking of bike riding, like I know we did BMX Bandits, but you know that movie Rad.
Oh yeah, I've never seen it.
I was watching some stuff on YouTube, and they had a video from that with "Send Me an Angel." And they had like a prom scene with them riding bikes, and I was just like, "This is 280s for me. I'm gonna like die." Right. Overall, loved this film as a kid. I mean, I thought it was amazing. It made me laugh. It made me cry. It scared me. As an adult, I get memories of a lot of these feelings and stuff like that. I think the film holds up, especially more just as a product of what it was in the time and everything. All the actors, like I said, did a great job choosing the film in sequence and the way they shot the angles and stuff, hiding the adults until the very end. It just really, it made an impact, and like I can see it now more as an adult with appreciative eyes, and you know I like it. I'd recommend it to anyone. I would definitely excited to watch it later with my child when she's old enough to appreciate it and scare her. Now, what do you think would happen after the credits? What do you think? Do you think because this is one of the things that. As I was watching it this time, you think they just left Elliot alone after that? Or they took him to the lab, like, bring him back.
Yeah. See, in the real world, they probably took Elliot. But this E.T. world, they probably left him alone. He went back to school and stuff. Told his friends some stories.
And started dating that girl, the pretty girl.
Yeah, he might as well. He already made out with her.
Well, with the amazing success of this film and everything, the studio asked Spielberg to make a sequel. And he said he admitted he tried. He wondered what Elliot's life would be like after E.T. left, and why would E.T. come back? And I mean, that planet kills me. The air over there is so thick and dirty. But he couldn't write it. He felt the movie ended perfectly, and he went back and he told the studio, I think it's fine. We should leave it as it is.
All right.
I mean, minus changing the effects later, but and they agreed. I mean, how many other movies can you say needed that, and they just went and cashed in?
Man, they'd have cashed in a heartbeat. So
here are some of the ones that I got that did do that, are guilty, and shame on you.
Shame on you.
Weekend at Bernie's 2.
Like what? It was so great.
It made a lot of money.
Funny movie.
It was for this time. It was a unique product.
It was.
Can't they say how many other movies were you dragging around a dead body, stuff like that for a vacation? The sequel, terrible. Terminator 3. Terminator 2. It was ended perfectly. It was great. I mean, they made more since then, but like Terminator.
You know, a new one is coming out.
Yep, Genesis. Yep, we'll talk about that. Blues Brothers 2000.
Why?
That is. You ever seen that shit?
I've seen pieces of it.
Oh man,
pieces.
It's so bad. Boondock Saints 2.
I still haven't seen it. Is it bad? Really?
It doesn't hold up. I mean, it's not. Leave it alone. It was fine.
It was fine after the first one.
Highlander 2. Indiana Jones 4. Spielberg. Come on. Godfather 3.
Godfather. I didn't like Godfather 1.
I don't either, honestly. Caddyshack 2.
Oh, they could have just called that movie something else.
Yeah. The Pirates of the Caribbean sequels.
There was a lot of them. It was like 4 of them.
There's 3 sequels, and they're making another one.
Okay, so they're making a 4th one. Wow.
Well, they're making the 5th movie.
They're making a 5th one?
Yeah. First movie, I mean, pirate movies are like, there's not a lot. And I thought the first Pirates of the Caribbean, because I wanted a good pirate movie for the longest time.
Yeah.
And when I saw the first parts of the Caribbean in the movie, I was like, "This is awesome! I liked it.
Yeah.
I dug it. It looked great, sounded great. You know, the acting and the characters were awesome." And then the problem with this, and the same thing would happen with The Matrix. You make a sequel, you make two sequels, you want to make them so quick, you film them at the same time. So whatever's wrong with the second one, it's wrong with the third one.
Third one, yeah.
And that's what happened with The Matrix. And like Pirates, the second and third one, like it's so disappointing. And the fourth one, I can't even really remember anything about it. Like,
I remember, I saw the first and second. I remember bits of the third, and that's about it.
Hannibal.
That was bad.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, that was bad.
All right. Anything else about E.T.?
No, not at all.
Well, we're still in the middle of our sci-fi month and stuff like that. I'll probably have at least maybe 2 more come out, depending on our time frame or window. But just want to throw out a couple sci-fi TV shows and stuff like that.
TV show?
In no particular order. And just maybe, if you want us to deep dive in any of these shows, talk about them more, email us at nvnpodcast@yahoo.com.
Yeah.
And I want you to tell me if you've seen any of these, because and then if you have any that come off the top of your head.
Okay. Yeah, I got some.
Yeah, Stargate.
Never saw it.
Never saw the series.
Never saw the series. I've seen maybe 5 episodes from the whole series. Now, for understand, the series is better than the movie, right?
The series is phenomenal.
So I need to give it a shot.
It's fantastic. It's one of my favorite TV series. Period.
Yeah.
Sci-fi or not.
You need to check it out.
Because you've seen the movie, right? James Spader and everything. Kurt Russell. Movie's okay.
Yeah.
Nothing special. It's a popcorn film, you know. But the series takes off where the movie left off, and it is awesome. Like, the thing they do about this movie is continuity. Like, you watch like X-Files or you like a lot of these shows like Star Trek and stuff like that. There's a little continuity here and there.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But Stargate, like, they go to the alien planet and they find a weapon, or they take a weapon from someone or something happens. They're going to use that. They're going to retrofit it. They're going to make it their own. And like 2 or 3 episodes later, they're making a spaceship out of it. They're using they're using it as their own kind of weapons and stuff like that. And it just kept building on that.
Yeah,
like recurring story arcs and stuff like that. I mean, the cast was great. You know, you had everybody who they had on there. Like, yeah, Richard Dean Anderson. I mean, he was awesome. He stayed pretty much through the show till like the second to last season.
Yeah.
He started like getting out of acting and stuff. But they brought in more people from. You brought in Claudia Black and James. I can't remember the guy's name, but 10 seasons. Friggin' loved it. I mean, it is awesome.
Wow.
And then the spinoffs were good too. Atlantis.
Yeah, Atlantis.
Atlantis came in around season 4, and like it was some of my favorite times.
So there's Atlantis, and is there another one?
There's Universe. Universe is only 2 seasons, but Atlantis and SG1 are tied together.
Okay.
So like they actually find Atlantis in SG1.
Oh, okay.
And
That's
then.
nice.
It was awesome because that was some of my favorite sci-fi nights, like in the, I think it was like late 90s or whatever when it was playing. Because you would have SG1, and then you would have Atlantis right after. And sometimes the episodes were like they would actually interact with each other.
Oh, yeah.
And, good stuff, man. Good stuff. But Universe, all right. I mean, Universe, they try to do something completely different.
Yeah.
But yeah, Stargate. I think it's on Amazon streaming only. Unfortunately, Netflix and Hulu doesn't have it. But totally watch it. And I know I'll let you dive into that and tell me why you like it. Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. Now, we talking about the new Doctor Who or old Doctor Who?
Either one. Which one's your favorite?
I mean, of course, I got into the new one because he talked about it so much that I find out about Doctor Who. And the thing is, I had saw a couple episodes accidentally on like BBC America or something. And so, except for the I guess the current season and the latest season, I hadn't seen much of it. But everything else, I really enjoy. Now the classic Doctor Who's, that's what they call them.
Right.
The ones before they rebooted it in 2005. I've seen some of that on PBS when I was a kid.
See, the same thing.
Mostly with the 4th Doctor, maybe some of the 3rd.
Right. That's what I remember a lot too. Because I always see Doctor Who when I was a kid, like on PBS.
Yes.
It would come on. It was Tom Baker. And once in a while, I'll see Daleks or something like that.
Yeah.
And pulling out the sonic screwdriver, I'm like, what the hell is going on? You know, just like, this is boring, man. Put on some Read a Rainbow or some 3, 2, 1 Contact.
3, 2, 1.
But I'd be watching it and be like,
Yeah.
this is so weird. And I remember when I came back to it years and years later, I was just like, oh my God, this is that show. This is that weird ass show. But I got into Doctor Who, like, I got back into Doctor Who, like, when they restarted it, 2009, with the Ninth Doctor and stuff like that. And I went back down the rabbit hole. I watched tons of the old stuff. A lot of the first Doctor stuff. I mean, pretty much whatever I could find, I watched.
Yeah.
A lot of the Fourth Doctor stuff. But yeah, it's a great show. And the thing about it, it shows like the real difference between like American TV and
Yes.
British TV. Because Doctor Who in Britain is considered a kids' television show.
Really?
Oh, it absolutely is.
All that scary stuff they got going
It's
on.
considered, yeah, it's considered more of like a. I mean, it's a huge phenomenon there, but it's considered a child's television show, like, for younger children. Well, for children, but I mean, with the writing and stuff, especially like with Stephen Moffat and can't remember the other guy's name before that Pat handed over. I mean, you have some fantastic. If you want like slow burn story arcs and stuff like that,
Yeah.
where like little seeds being planted to like some big reveal where you're like, oh my god, that's what that is. That's a show for you. And I mean, you can kind of jump in almost any episode, kind of get it. But I would say if you want someone to have their gateway drug, this first one's free. Start with season 4, David Tennant. Blink.
Then Blink.
Yeah, that's the one you start with. Because I mean, even if you think about it, the Doctor's barely in that episode. You know?
Yeah, that's right.
And it's just showing like how his world kind of works. You know, like time travel and everything, stuff like that. But that's the episode I would tell a lot of people to start with. I mean, what are your favorite? One of your favorite episodes off the top of your head?
Blink. That's
Blink.
one of them. What's the one? Oh, Gridlock.
Gridlock. You like Gridlock?
I like Gridlock. Well, I like the look. It's called New York or something. It's called or something like that.
No, with Daleks, are you?
No, not the Daleks. Because let's see. The first planet they go to.
You're talking about with
the
season,
city.
Season 2, episode 1. Is that where him and Rose?
Yes.
Go there and they have
that should be the same planet as the Gridlock planet, right? The same. Well,
okay.
And I think does they mention it again?
Well, I thought you were talking about the episode Daleks Take Manhattan, where they have that, where they're like the hybrids and the pigmen and stuff like that.
Oh no, not that one.
That one I could skip.
I saw that one once.
See, I love it's I think it's the end of season 2 with Doomsday and stuff, where you have the Cybermen and the Daleks and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And they play that Doomsday song and everything, stuff like that. And they got the hands on the wall. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Man, that when I originally saw that, I was just like, this is some TV right here.
And I like the episode they showed like other aliens and stuff. You're getting away from the humans.
Right.
So I like those.
Oh yeah, fantastic stuff. Yeah, I highly recommend it. So if you ever want to check it out, if you haven't seen it, I mean, don't know if you want to know why it's such a big phenomenon, because it's getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, remember when I first started watching it, nobody was talking about it, And now, like, you go to Suncoast, you go to anywhere else.
I know, it's pasted on everything.
Doctor Who, everything. Yeah.
What the heck just happened?
All right. Farscape.
Never saw it.
Never Farscape, man.
No.
Farscape is awesome. It's only 4 seasons, and they have like a movie and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But you have this guy named John Crichton, and he's a astronaut for NASA, and they're doing I think it's on Netflix, the whole thing. But he's doing trying to, I think, break the sound barrier, do some like experiment in space.
Yeah.
And he opens a worm. He goes into a wormhole, and he goes into a different universe, and he gets caught into like this alien conflict and everything and stuff. Mm-hmm. But he's on this a spaceship that's alive, and there's a couple prisoners on there.
Yeah.
You have Claudia Black, who's like she's like ex-military, like she was like for the other side and stuff like that. She's on a run. She's hot. But you have this big sword wielding dude, like I can't remember their names right now. Terrible. You have this chick who's like a psychic blue girl. Mm-hmm. Oh man. And then this little floating creature guy. I'm tearing it up. But no, it's the one thing about it they did that's like movies like Star Wars and a lot of these other movies always bother me. And Farscape knocks it out in the first episode. He's on this spaceship and he's walking around. He's confused. He doesn't know where the hell he is. Yeah. And he just got pulled in the tractor beam. And he's like on this organic ship, freaking out. And he walks into this room, and there's this huge dude, big old sword on his back, like on the computer, just like just shouting out alien language, talking to this other woman, and she's just like a blue woman, sexy, like, nice, and she's like talking to him, and like you can't understand anything they're saying.
Yeah.
And these little robots, that go around the ship, and one of them comes up to him and like injects him in his leg with nanomites and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, he can understand
it.
So everyone in this universe has these nanobites, so everybody can understand each other's language. And I'm just like, man, what is Star Wars? Someone did, But it's Jim Henson's Muppets and stuff like that. They use a lot of puppets and like practical effects in there.
Yeah,
good stuff. I'd say try it. Like, definitely give it you'll get hooked on it. I mean, if you like Doctor Who and stuff like that. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna throw you out the next one. I think you probably better say more about it. Red Dwarf.
Heck yeah. I love Red Dwarf. Watch it every week.
Why should people watch Red Dwarf?
It's a sci-fi comedy. And don't even try to put your head with the continuity. Just forget about it. Just watch it.
They have continuity there sometimes.
Sorta.
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, I've been watching like this. Nothing from the beginning fits the end.
No.
Sometimes, I mean, it'll work within the season, or series, and once the series goes to the next one, you might as well forget.
Yeah.
But it's a comedy, so it is great.
But they have some amazing writing though for sci-fi stuff like that.
Yes.
Like some of just like the planets they go to and some of the things they go to for sci-fi.
Some of the stuff they go through.
What's your favorite episode?
Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and say I can't think of the name. I think it's Polymorph. It's the episode. Well, my son loves this episode. He'll play it, and it's the one with the creature that morphs into different things. I think it's Polymorph. I think it's the first one because I think there's two of them.
Is that where a cat turns into Dwayne Dibley?
No, that's not the one. This is the one.
That's Back to Life.
Yeah, that's Back to Life. This one because like the scene, creature. How does the creature gets on the ship, turns into a ball, different things.
Oh right.
Lister's in his room.
Sausage.
Yes, he's eating the sausage. The sausage chokes him. Then and it's like with crying. You just gotta watch.
Now, one of my favorite episodes in there is the first episode with Crichton, but it's a different actor.
Oh, the one with the people are dead and he's still taking care of them.
He goes in there. They find this spaceship. And there's women on there. He shows them pictures of it.
Yes.
So they're getting all excited. They're getting all dressed up. You know, like these are three guys: a human, a hologram, and a hybrid cat man.
Yes.
And they're getting all ready to go out there. Cat got his gold suit on, and they get on the ship. And the ship's been like marooned for years and years and years.
Yeah.
And the women are skeleton. And they walk in and they're all like ready to meet these women and stuff. And he looks at the girls and he's just like, I'll get y'all something to drink. I'll be right back.
Yes.
And he walks out and he comes back. He's like, these women are dead. And he's like, his reaction, like, his delivery is so great. He's like,
yes.
I was only gone for a minute. But yeah, some of the, really, really awesome sci-fi episodes. Another one I really liked, I actually watched it a couple nights ago, was Quarantine.
Oh, Quarantine, that's the one with Rimmer goes crazy.
Yeah, and they got the hex vision and stuff.
Yes.
It's just don't you call me Techie. Techie. But yeah, that's that show. And it's coming back, man. They're doing another season.
So they really?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm going to get those two then.
Oh, yeah. Good stuff. All right, another one. X-Files. Everybody like
X-Files. Never watched it.
Never watched X-Files.
Never watched X-Files. And it's funny because I saw the movie. That first X-Files movie.
Yeah. I
went to the movie theater and I saw it. And maybe that's the reason why I enjoyed it because I didn't watch the TV show at all. And I tried watching the TV show it was sometime this year on Netflix. I pressed play. I was freaking bored out of my mind.
So some of it doesn't hold up, but they do have like some of the Fluke Man stuff. And, some like I say the first 4 seasons because that's another show that definitely was dying, and they just kept trying to keep it
up. Yeah,
bringing in like different actors and stuff like that, try to keep it going. But as a whole, like, you know, going back and like looking at some of the stronger episodes, like the black oil episodes and some of the stuff with the aliens or they have like some weird like serial killer kind of episodes. Like those stand out, but they do have some really boring ones in the middle.
Yeah,
but
because I like the idea of X-Files. You know, I've heard different things about X-Files. It might sound like something I would like. I guess I would have to soldier through some of the slower stuff.
Yeah. All right. Battlestar Galactica.
Never hadn't seen it.
Man. Battlestar Galactica, the reboot, because there's, you know, they have the original one and stuff like that. The reboot, like, it's 4 seasons. And I will say, first 2 seasons, like, first 2 seasons, and they have a movie in the middle.
Yeah.
Is some of the best sci-fi ever. Like, dude, it is so good. Like, you're just like, you can't stop watching. Because, like, you basically, what it's about is you have these humans, and then they make these robotic Cylons to do kind of like be our slaves, do our work and stuff like that. And they rebel against us. So they leave our planet. I might be saying this a little bit wrong, but they basically, there's a peace. So Cylons kind of stay on their side of the universe, and we stay on our side and stuff like that. And every so often we meet. And they just kind of like, this is what we're doing, this is what you're doing, and stuff like that. Well, the Cylons decide to start, they make humanoids. So they look just like us now. And they decide, they want to kill us. They want our planet, they want our stuff and stuff like that. And they basically like hit Earth with everything they got. And they like wipe Caprica out. Sorry, they wipe Caprica out, which is the planet these people live on. And they were doing like these ships, these fleets and stuff like that. Some people got off, but they had these battleships they call Battlestars.
Yeah.
And one of the old ones was actually being decommissioned and put in like a museum called the Galactica.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of the old ones that is still like nuclear powered and like all this stuff with that. It's not like connected to like all the computers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the Cylons can't hack it. And it's basically leading this fleet to try to find a new home.
Right.
And the Cylons are coming. They're looking for them and stuff like that. And like it's like this old beat up ship and stuff like that. And man, Edward James Olmos and stuff like that. I mean, they have some really, really what's her face before she was in the last Pitch Black movie. I can't. She plays Starbuck on there, but they kind of reimagined a lot of the characters, changed a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the awesome. I mean, the way they did the space battles stuff in there.
Yeah.
Watch the movie. It's Battlestar Galactica. It's a miniseries. It's 3 episodes. I think it's like an hour and a half movie. If you're not like hooked and playing plus and play by the end of that, because I mean I'm talking, it is awesome. The reduction, the soundtrack, the grittiness and stuff of it, the look of it. I'm like I want to rewatch it. I'm thinking about restarting it again. Now I will say that it does take a dive in season 3.
Yeah,
like season 3 is like the beginning of season 4.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of didn't know how to end it almost a little bit.
Yeah,
because I want to say it was 12 Cylons. There's 12 people that have been turned into Cylons.
Yeah.
And they're in the fleet, kind of.
Wow.
So, like, you're slowly start finding out who they are as the show goes.
Mm-hmm.
And it was almost like they were planning to do maybe 6 seasons or something.
Yeah.
But when they did 4, they all of a sudden they had to, like, kind of wrap things up.
Yeah.
And some of it happens a little bit too quick and a little bit too sudden. But it does end well. Mm-hmm. So, and they did make, like, a little movie after that kind of even made it a little bit better.
Yeah.
But yeah, Battlestar Galactica. That's some good sci-fi. Like Babylon 5 is another show that I like. Mm-hmm. Really good writing, great aliens, great stories. But like that show, the special effects in that show, it was bad. You know, I mean, it had a low budget and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I enjoyed it and stuff like that. But man, like it's hard to sell to someone. I can tell somebody, hey, watch Battlestar Galactica if you like sci-fi, you like Star Trek, you like these action movies and stuff like that, because it looks great.
Yeah.
You know, it sounds great, looks great. The people, you get good looking people on it. You got good action, good stories. But Babylon is just like, you got some good stories, but it don't look that great. What about the Star Trek series?
Yep.
You a fan?
I was not a huge fan of Star Trek, Grandpa's Star Trek from '66. I could watch it now and laugh at a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
Next Generation, I used to watch that a lot during the '90s.
Next Generation.
And that's the only one I really watched. I didn't watch all the other ones.
Voyager?
Yeah.
Deep Space Nine?
Nope, didn't
Enterprise?
watch those.
See, and the funny thing is, I said it the other day, and I got this kind of look from somebody. I said, as I'm getting older, I'm becoming more of a Trekkie than a Star Wars fan. And I think it's just because there's more there. There's there's a lot more there. There's more established, and it's just like a richer. It's got like a richer lore and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Star Wars, if you're going to go, even a lot of the books aren't canon anymore. But like Star Trek. Like I enjoy the movies.
Mm-hmm.
I like pretty much all of them.
Yeah.
It has like some like iconic characters and stuff like that and everything. It's just I like the message. Like the whole exploration.
Yeah.
Like things about stuff like that. And I've been going back and watching the old stuff, and I really like they actually did a remaster. It's may have been 10 years now, but they went to the old series.
Yeah.
They cleaned it up a little bit, but they actually like the space scenes.
Mm-hmm.
They remastered them so they look cooler.
Yeah,
like they made them CGI and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they look awesome. They look retro, but they still look good.
Yeah,
because I mean, some of them were like Star Trek. It was made in the basement.
Yes, it was made in the basement.
Cardboard sets and stuff.
Because was it last year they started putting them out on Blu-ray?
Yep. Well, they did that before.
They did.
I want those sets, but it's all on Netflix.
Mm.
Next Generation's fun as hell.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you get to the movies are kind of like 3 characters. You have Worf and Data and Picard. Nobody else. But man, I remember being scared of the Borg when I first saw the Borg. And, I mean, as for I enjoyed the reboots. I thought the reboots were fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like them. I like both movies.
We'll see. I mean, this is a year for Star Wars, so
yeah, we shall see. Because the only problem I always had with Star Wars is with the films or any TV show. Now, when it comes to comics, I'd rather the Star Wars. But when it film and television, it's like they try to gear it more to like younger children.
Oh, I mean, think about it though. Like you have the 6 Star Wars movies, and how many of them can you honestly say 100% wholeheartedly are actually good movies? The first one, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, Phantom Menace is not a good movie.
No.
That's why a lot of people do the hatchet method. You know the hatchet method?
No, with the hatchet method.
Hatchet method. Say like, and this is probably how I'll introduce Star Wars. I actually wanted to do this with a friend because he's never seen any of the Star Wars movies.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to see Star Wars and you've never seen Star Wars, this is how you should watch it. You watch A New Hope.
Yes.
Okay, first Star Wars. Then you watch Empire Strikes Back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you get to the end of Empire Strikes Back, and if you have let me reset. If you have not seen Star Wars, do not stop listening. Jump ahead about 2 minutes. Watch New Hope, Empire, and then watch Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, and Return of the Jedi. And now I'm going to explain to James why. Come back in 2 minutes. So you watch New Hope to see the story, the beginning of the story. Then you watch Empire to get to the part where he's like, "I am your father," and you're just like, "Holy crap!" Then you go back to Attack of the Clones to see the Anakin become Vader. And then you watch Revenge of the Sith to see him become Vader. Then you watch Return of the Jedi to watch the redemption.
Oh, okay.
So that's like they call it the hatchet because it's all broken up.
Yeah.
And you never ever watch the Phantom Menace because there's no point. You don't have to see little whiny Anakin. You don't have to see the pod race. You don't have to see any of that. What are midichlorians? That actually gets completely removed if you don't watch the Phantom Menace. So, I mean, isn't that crazy?
That is.
But
crazy.
I mean, honestly, if you say Phantom Menace, terrible movie, sucks.
Yeah.
Attack of the Clones, it's been a little bit while since I've seen it, but it's not that great.
It's better than Phantom Menace.
No, that's not saying much. Revenge of the Sith is fun. I like Revenge of the Sith.
I don't know if I don't like Revenge of the Sith. Well, this is the only reason why I don't like Revenge of the Sith is the whole turn of Anakin and the fight with Obi-Wan.
Oh, where they like fighting over lava?
Yeah. But the rest of the movie, I can easily watch, and I think it's like I said, it's a fun movie. So just those parts, because when it gets to those parts, it's like, oh, that's it. You turn just like that, and then like, oh, that was the battle. Like it was great until y'all cut him in half. Y'all couldn't have like a ship in him or something. Something
leave him there on fire.
You know, I got high ground. That was just dumb. Y'all could have come up with something more imaginative to hurt him. You know,
right?
And and have Obi-Wan.
I know. And as a kid, in my mind, I imagine such an epic fight and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I'm thinking something just dramatic had to have happened.
Right. A lot of people like just not him flipping over and getting sliced.
Yeah, something more than that.
But and then so out of those, the first three, one of them's like one or two is watchable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Star Wars, first Star Wars, New Hope, fantastic, great movie. You know, forward to this, and that movie, like with the updated special editions, does the best. You know, I mean, the stuff they added to that one works. You know, like the added Jabba the Hutt scene, the extra TIE fighters and X-wings and stuff at the beginning. It all works. Empire, my favorite. You know, most people's favorite.
Yes, even my son likes the Empire more.
Empire, because
he's 10.
I mean, as a kid, I loved the Hoth scene.
Yeah,
I loved it. It was awesome. It still holds up. It's one of my favorites. You know, those walkers are terrifying and awesome. You got Yoda. You got the Dagobah stuff. You know, all that cool stuff. And then Bespin, you can see Boba Fett. You get the asteroid scene. I mean, there's so many cool parts in that movie. And then it ends on like such a downer, you know. Like, you're just kind of like, whoa, they got beat, you know. You have to wait. Now, when I was younger, Return of the Jedi was my favorite.
Really?
Because I loved like Luke coming out as a Jedi. I got the green lightsaber, all that cool stuff. Princess Leia in the slaves outfit. You got all that stuff with that. But when I watch it now, man, it's so muppety. It's just especially when, and I can do with that. I can handle that. But like, I think that one is one of the worst ones for the special editions. Where they got the dancing musical number.
Oh,
and like,
they did ruin it. And then they even took out the song. I like the little Ewok song. But even that movie,
and they changed the
again.
end. Think about the end. They changed the ghost.
Yeah, they put in the current dude and took out the old dude. I guess the other old dude must be dead by now. Right?
Oh,
the died a long time ago?
No, it's not Sean Shim.
I'd been pissed. Put me back in.
What I think about that is like you're supposed to be the last time that you're a pure heart or whatever. That's when you see your ghost or something like that. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, they came up with an excuse.
Yeah. So why is it hated? Because he redeemed himself.
Yeah,
that was the whole thing. He redeemed himself. You know, he threw. You know, so he shouldn't be like the.
He shouldn't be young anyway. Should have been the old guy. They tried.
All right. We're back to sci-fi shows and stuff like that. Last one, Lost. Lost was a sci-fi show.
I didn't watch Lost. My wife did, and then she didn't watch it for long. I think she watched it maybe 3 seasons, 2 seasons.
A lot of people tapped out around 2 or 3 seasons because it started time traveling and doing all stuff like that. Now I'm a Lost fan. I will defend the show and stuff like that. But,
okay.
First season, some of the best. Like you're just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
You know, like it's awesome. Like it's a beautiful show too. I mean, it's all shot in Hawaii and everything, stuff like that. good cast and stuff, like really good cast. Season 2, you get the hatch and everything, stuff like that going on. Like it's a big build up to the end. I think season 3 is my favorite. Season 3, yeah, you're getting like a lot of the mysteries. You start seeing like there's other people on the island. It's kind of creepy and stuff like that. Season 4 is kind of season 4 and 5 are like mid ground stuff like that. 5, you start getting a lot more mysteries and like build up. And season 6, like a lot of people don't like the way it ended.
Yeah,
I do. I don't mind it. I mean, we had a big lost party when it ended and stuff. And there's an episode where like there's a character on there who's very like mysterious, and you kind of wonder about him the whole show. And there was an episode in the middle of season 6 where they explained his origin, and I had my finger on the button to buy the complete series on Amazon. Yeah, and I saw the episodes, like click, and but I did a rewatch on it a while back, and it held up. Like the only thing about like the rewatch, I would say, is watching it so close together. Like you saw like a lot of things fall off the like when you're watching something and there's like a year wait. Yeah, you forget like little things, but when you're watching a season and you turn around and watch the next season, like things they forgot to like, or just like they drop off, and it was very glaring. Like, oh, I can't believe they're not going to mention that.
Because always when I think of Lost, and like I said, I only saw bits and pieces because my wife was watching it till she stopped. It seemed like there's one of those shows that came up with a lot of unanswered things. Like all these, there's too many mysteries, and they didn't answer a lot of them.
Absolutely. And a lot of people like that justify, especially like I'll do the same, that talk about the end and why why they liked it and stuff like that. Yeah, because the show was always about the characters.
Yes, that's
and at the end of the show, you do get a good ending for the character. You do have a lot of answers for some of the characters. So. And I mean, there are some crazy like moments in that show. I mean, now there's an episode that's in season 6. I want to say it's like maybe like the 9th or something episode where they kind of explain like the origins of something like the island or something like that. And I had this friend, Jay, and we were Lost fanatics, man. We were on Facebook. It's Lost Day. It's Lost Day. Like posting pictures and stuff like that. And like, what's going to happen tonight? Oh my God, it's Lost Day. That dude saw that episode. And he's like, I'm done. He never finished it. He tapped out.
I mean, one time, is it the same friend? You had told me about a friend a while back. The last time we talked about Lost. And you said something about a friend. They explained the smoke or soming.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, he just tapped out. He was just like, he's like, F Lost. I'm out. Yeah. All right. Any other sci-fi shows or anything you can think of?
Oh man, hold on. I didn't reckon a little fire. Probably some of these I don't know if you saw. Lost in Space.
The original one, Lost in Space.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Danger Will Robinson.
Man, that's probably the first. No, it had to be Star Trek. I had to have seen Star Trek first, then Lost in Space.
Lost in Space used to play, I think, either before or after cartoons. Like that.
Yes.
And I'd watch a lot of it.
And it'd come on in the morning. Because I usually I'd catch it if I was like sick or we didn't have school that day or something. And I'd catch Lost in Space coming on.
Yeah, I watched it a lot. I actually, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I actually remember liking the movie, the reboot.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
See, I didn't see the movie.
Well, I know, I'm trying to think of who's all in it now. I want to say Mean Driver. I can't remember who's in it. What else?
Let's see what else I got. Max Headroom. Have you tried to watch that?
I hadn't tried to watch it, but I remember when it came out, it was really edgy and dark and stuff like that. How is it?
Man, I tried. Well, at one time, maybe I'm remembering wrong, but it was on Netflix or Hulu, one of them. And I tried watching it. I couldn't make it. No, I couldn't make it through it. And I remember watching this a lot when I was a kid. He'd come on and I'd watch it. And he was everywhere. Max Headroom was everywhere, man.
I mean, think about like Back to the Future. They have that.
Yeah, kind of he's a cameo in Back to the Future too.
Yep.
And whew, you try to watch it? Nah, I wouldn't. I'm not trying again. Now, I wonder if this one fits. And I guess this is sci-fi. Quantum Leap.
It's very much sci-fi.
Yeah.
Yeah, Quantum Leap. Oh, that's a good one. I love me some Quantum Leap. Scott Bakula, speaking of tied Star Trek Enterprise over there. Yeah, I watched that one, and there was a show, because I always would compare them, because there were kind of, was it Explorers? No. Explorers. It was there was a guy and another kid that would time travel, and they had like a little medallion or something like that, and they would...
That wasn't, what was that, what's that show, no, that one, I'm thinking of Sliders.
No, that's another sci-fi show.
That's another sci-fi. See, I didn't watch that one either, but I knew of it.
It was but they had like a medallion or something like that, and they would like go jump from time to time. Mm-hmm. But what did you like about Quantum Leap?
Tell you the truth, I have no idea why I was watching this show. I would put it on and just start watching, because I tried watching Quantum Leap a couple of years back, and it was too slow. It was like, I was like, man, I can't believe I sit there and I watch this show. like every episode, I never miss it because it'd be Quantum Leap and what's that came on that time? It might have been Star Trek or what's the other show? I can't even think of it, but whatever it was. But I used to watch it every week. I'm watching Quantum Leap because I look at it now, I'm thinking this is like an older person's show. I can't see me watching this as a kid, but I did. But the funny part is he be in a different body, especially if he was like a woman or something.
Look in the mirror.
He look in the mirror and he go, "Oh," what did he say? "Oh," or "Whoa, whoa." He said, "Whoa."
Yeah, that was his little trademark.
He go, "Whoa." But I always wanted to see if he was going to make it home. And of course he wouldn't either. He stretched that out and forever.
Yep.
And I guess he didn't make it home at the end, did he?
I
don't remember.
Man, I'm trying to remember that show. What else you got?
Land of the Lost. You ever watch that one?
That's the Nickelodeon. Was it on Nickelodeon?
Did he play on Nickelodeon? I didn't watch it on Nickelodeon. It's basically one of those shows, this family stumbles across this land with dinosaurs, almost like Journey to the Center of the Earth or some kind of thing.
I'm trying. It was Voyagers. That was the show.
Voyagers.
Yeah.
That looks old.
Looks like MacGyver.
It does look. Is that MacGyver? It does look like him though.
But we're back to Voyagers. There it is. But yeah, always remember the show, and we'll go back to Land of the Lost. But I always remembered about Voyagers is there was an episode that I always wanted to watch, and I didn't get to see, where they're like, "Where are we?" And they're like, "You're on the Titanic," and they're like, "Oh God!" And I always wanted to see it. But Land of the Lost, I remember the theme song because I always think about
yes,
Bubble Boy living in the land of the lost. Yeah, I watched all those and stuff like that. Those are all great. I don't know if those are all like, are any of those streaming?
No, I don't think so.
All right, one last thing about E.T. Sci-fi related before we move on. I recently watched the E.T. documentary.
Really? There's
from the Dig.
Yeah,
and stuff. It's on Xbox, so I think you can get it on 360 or Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
But it's an app, and basically you just download it and it streams the documentary for you. It's like an hour and a half or whatever. But we had talked about the Dig when it was originally going on.
Yeah. And
they filmed it and like did a lot of stuff like behind the scenes to kind of show it off. And it's kind of neat, really cool to see how like it all came to be.
Yeah.
They had buried pigs, they had radium and stuff and all this other crazy stuff.
Really?
So they had to like dig in the right exact spot. They couldn't dig anywhere else because they could actually dig up something toxic or God knows what else.
Oh my
so
God.
like they had to like, if they didn't dig in the right spot, they weren't going to get a second chance. And this one guy was like, "Oh, I know exactly where it's at." But it followed the guy who created it and a couple other people like going out to see it, and it was neat. It was just kind of like you got to see him pull up the stuff, and I mean, for a movie about them digging out trash,
really,
E.T. trash. Now this is a segue straight into what we've been watching.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the Angry Video Game Nerd movie.
Uh-huh.
Now, the Angry Video Game movie has a big part of the E.T. dig in it.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it's all building up until like his E.T. review that he was working on for years.
Yeah.
Now, huge fan of James Rolfe.
Uh-huh.
Like the guy, followed him since he was the Nintendo nerd. And he told him to cease and desist. And I consumed everything this dude did for years and years and years. And when he announced he was doing a movie and it was completely backed up by the fans and stuff like that, I was excited. I was like, man, the guy like writes some funny stuff. He's a good writer. He's an amateur. He's a filmmaker. I've seen some of his little shorts and stuff he's done. His little thing with the dragon where he talks about he goes to find this dragon in the park when he was a kid.
Yeah,
like touched my heart. Like made me feel like emotional and stuff like that. So like I can say I was actually excited, and I'm sure for him, and I feel bad, I guess. When the dig actually happened while he was trying to finish his movie, it probably took a little bit of wind out of his sails. But as for the movie, I'm glad I didn't pay $30 for it because I was really about to buy it and stuff like that. And like, you can't, I understand it's independent film, completely independent. So I wasn't expecting the special effects to be amazing, and they're not. Mm-hmm. They're pretty terrible. I mean, the big monster guy I thought was pretty cool. I kind of expected the acting was going to be pretty bad. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's him and his friends mostly. You had the girl from Birdzilla and some other people, but you cannot make a movie for the fans and reuse every single joke that you used in all your shows. So like
that's what happened.
Oh, like I was like, okay, like you're just repeating all the same things that we've seen so many times, like literally like word for word jokes and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's like it's just like. Write something else.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know. And the plot was just, it was pretty boring.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it's like it didn't kind of know what to do. Like you wanted to have it involve this ET thing.
Yeah.
Just kind of push everything together.
Yeah.
Really, really tropey, and that's what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a bad movie, but
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't pay for it. That's all I gotta say. I saw American Sniper, the recent movie that just came out this Friday, and that actually a good movie. I like it's based on a true story about Chris Kyle, the book American Sniper. Bradley Cooper, who I'm a fan of.
Yeah,
he did an awesome job on there. Like he's definitely probably gonna get a nomination or at least an award for that movie. So it's just basically about a guy who joined the U.S. Navy SEALs because he saw like terrorist attacks, stuff like that, and decided to like help his country. And he was raised as a hunter. Like I mean, the dude he could handle a gun. You know, like he had over 160 registered kills.
Yeah,
they said way more than that in real life. But I mean, he had a hard time like separating like war from his life and everything stuff. And I mean, Bradley Cooper, man, he there's some intense moments in there, like just where you're like, oh man, like where he has to, you know, you can see. I mean, I think they picked the right person for that because he was really portrayed like, you know, like that southern Texas, that, you know, middle Texas boy, you know, like growing up. Because I'd recommend anybody watch it if they like, you know, like Black Hawk Down, some of these other kind of war movies. What else? Have you seen anything recently?
Recently? Whew, nothing at the movie theater. Hold on, wait, no. I saw Hunger Games at the movie theater. That was a few. I don't know,
the new one?
Few weeks. I thought it was all right.
See, I watched the last one where it ended like with the cliffhanger or whatever and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, is it worth continuing? Or I mean, I didn't read the book.
I mean, see, my wife read the book, so I kind of know what's going to happen. I was like, just tell me what happens in the next one, you know, this kind of stuff. But I mean, this one was pretty good. I'm still not a Katniss.
Katniss.
I'm not a Katniss fan. I can't stand the character.
Can't stand the actress, or can't stand the character.
I'll say the character, not the actress. You know, even though I put them one and the same in my head, because this is the first movie I ever saw. And I didn't realize she did movies before she did the Hunger Games movie.
She well, speaking of Bradley Cooper, man, she was in Silver Lining Playbook.
I haven't seen it.
I put off watching it and stuff like that. I mean, she's a beautiful woman. You know, I mean, that she was I'm sure you heard about the whole. They got all those people, celebrities got hacked.
Yeah,
she was like one of the biggest ones in there. But anyway, but she has a movie with Bradley Cooper where like he is going through like a divorce, like he's like mentally disturbed and stuff, and she's kind of like had her husband die or whatever. Yeah, and they kind of meet and they a kinship form, stuff like that. But like both of them are just phenomenal in there. And what you call your boys in there too? Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart's in that movie.
Was it Kevin Hart in that movie?
I have no idea. Kevin Hart kind of just shows up in movies sometimes, man. Like I don't know. But
it's a good movie. Like I mean, they both did a great job in that movie as well. And there's some of the stuff with the father, and it's a movie about sickness and how some people sometimes, you know, just like the people need each other. Like. I don't want to tell you too much because I really do recommend watching it.
I mean, it won't bother.
It's on Netflix, but